On KELOLAND TV, you've got the best seat in the house. It's the Barnett Center, it's Wachs Arena, it's Northern State University, it's Aberdeen, it's KELO TV, it's a State B, and it's title night. Tom, what do you think?
It's going to be pretty exciting, LT. Yeah, refreshments are more accessible right where you are, so sit back. We'll get ready for this. Will be the second game tonight. Warner and Wakanda. Warner, the number 2 seed. Wakanda, the number 1 seed. Worked out just the way it was supposed to. Probably the 2 best teams in the tournament, and that's why they'll be playing for the State B championship later tonight. Our game, though, is the Mitchell Christian Golden Eagles and Burnell Glanzer's Armor Packers. Armor put Wakanda to the test last night, came up 10 points short. So it's Christian and Armor for third.
On behalf of the entire KELOLAND sports team, welcome once again to Aberdeen. I'm Lee Timmerman along with Tom Neiman. It's been an exciting 3 days so far. All culminates with that final game, which should be a very good matchup. But our first one again, the Mitchell Christian Golden Eagles and the Armor Packers. Mitchell Christian 18-5 and Armor 19-3. And I know at this stage of the thing, you usually say these third place games, the pressure's off, and they're usually a lot of fun to watch.
Especially Mitchell Christian. A couple guys that were frustrated yesterday, Aaron Boz and Aaron Dykstra. Dykstra got a few points, but not what he's used to. And those two ought to go off tonight. Armor's Austin Ledebor fouled out with 5 points yesterday, 22 below his average. So look for him to light it up. This will be a fun game to watch, and then we'll follow it up with the championship.
Ledebor scored 30 in the opening round win over Timber Lake for the Armor Packers. Mitchell Christian beat Iroquois in the first round. We'll be right back to the Barnett Center, talk more, and set up the opening ceremonies. It's the State B on KELOLAND TV. Great to have you along with us tonight.
Championships 96, the Boys State B Basketball Championship, is sponsored by your community Norwest Bank. Come on over to Norwest now. Your local Northland Ford dealer. Frontier from Sandoz Crop Protection. St. Joseph's Indian School, serving Native American youth and families since 1927. Your locally owned and operated South Dakota Telephone Company. Your local Quality Buick dealer. And Sioux Valley Hospital. There is a difference. Thinking about a student loan? Then you've got questions.
How do I qualify? Where do I begin?
How much can I borrow?
Need answers? Call the Norwest Student Loan Center. We know the student loan business, and we've got the information you're looking for. Just call us toll-free. We'll give you the answers you need to any kind of question.
Okay. Daytona Beach or South Padre?
Well, almost any question.
Norwest Student Loan Center. We'll get you the answers.
Charlie Hansen recently bought his first New Holland Robelt round bale. His dealer said it made quality bales every time. And while he was skeptical about switching brands, he decided to give it a try. And now, not only does Charlie make the best bales he's ever seen, he's also got quite a fan club. New Holland, there's nothing like a round of applause for a job well done.
Championships 96, the Boys State B Basketball Championship, is sponsored by the American Dairy Association and your local dairy farmers. Dakota Care, proven performance in managed care. Your local Dodge dealer. Farm Bureau, where belonging makes a difference. DuPont Accent Herbicide, the accent is on tomorrow. East River Electric Power Cooperative and its 24 member systems. And by your local Heartland Chevy dealer.
So as we wrap up the State B on this day, there were a couple of games this afternoon we need to tell you about. The Consolation Championship was handed out, as well as the 7th place hardware. And Castlewood, behind a strong game from Levi Tweed, who scored 29 for the Warriors, defeated McIntosh in the 7th place contest 75-56. And then that 5th place consolation title goes to Iroquois. So Iroquois picks up a couple of wins and is one of the few teams in the state that can say, hey, they had a victory in their last game. It was a 4-point overtime win. Jeff Pesky had 24 for the Chiefs in that particular contest. We're just seconds away from the opening ceremonies. Also a kind of a special treat each night, or each tournament. They do something a little bit different, a little bit special, and that's where we turn it over to Dennis Adams now and find out what they'll do for us tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? The South Dakota High School Activities Association would like to take this opportunity to honor the memory of Bob Peterson, athletic director from Sturgis High School, who died unexpectedly this morning. As a tribute to Mr. Peterson's many contributions to interscholastic athletics in this state, we respectfully ask all in attendance for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to the final session of the State Boys B Basketball Tournament. Tonight we shall crown the 62nd state champion for the State B Boys Basketball. The cheerleaders from the participating schools will perform a dance routine to open the final session. Presenting the school colors will be the Girl Scout Troop 137 under the leadership of Carol Luschke and Donna Burkhardt. In the first game were the Warriors of Castlewood High School. And the Tigers of McIntosh High School. Championship game for the Chiefs of Iroquois High School. And the Tigers of Timberlake High School. In this evening's first game, playing for the third and fourth places In the championship game, we have the Monarchs of Warner High School. And their opponents, the Warriors of Wakanda High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant First Class Larry Price of the South Dakota National Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, remove your cover, and come to the salute as members of the South Dakota National Guard Color Guard present the flag of our country. Our color guard tonight is made up of all high school seniors. Cody Stager from Crestbard High School, Nathan Wheeler, Boston High School, Kurt Pressler, and James Cramp from Edmond Central. Hello, sports fans. This is your flag speaking. As I am carried aloft in front of you, it gives me great pride to see all of you standing at attention and saluting. It shows me that you are all very patriotic, and that is what it takes to make this the greatest nation on earth. The riflemen that escort me are a symbol of the strength of this nation. The Guard members represent the millions of servicemen and women who have served in the armed forces and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice defending our freedoms and principles. For those of you participating in tonight's tournament, I ask that you do so with a sense of teamwork, sportsmanship, and most of all, pride. To all of you, all I ask is that whenever you see me, whether it is leading a parade, flying outside, or in your classroom, that you pause for a moment to reflect my true meaning. Please continue to honor me, respect me, and never let me down from my lofty position. As long as you do this, I will continue to proudly represent the greatest nation on earth, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in singing as the Iroquois High School Pep Band, under the direction of Tim Settig, plays our national anthem, and would you remain standing until the colors have been retired? Thank you.
And that's tonight's opening ceremonies from the Barnett Center. It's the State B-Boys basketball tournament on KELOLAND TV. We'll return to Wachs Arena and Aberdeen in a few moments.
get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
We need 2 specials.
On the bench for a while. They really were extended the other day, so this helps.
Yeah, no. 3,500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. That's our rule. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Points a game. 6 in the first round against Iroquois. He had 6 last night against Warner. He's got 11 right now. It's 15-9, Mitchell Christian.
That would be more than his average then.
Dynamite drop in. Chris Peters gets the...
Back out on the floor. There's about 2 minutes away from the starting introductions. They put 4 minutes back on the clock following the opening ceremonies. Our first game again. Mitchell Christian and Armour.
Who?
Mitchell Christian. I have a mental ellipsis in, so maybe I'm not freaking as well. Okay. Mitchell Christian. He's getting on me already, folks. And Armour. The Eagles at 18-5. They're coached by Tom Young in his second season. First state tournament appearance for Mitchell Christian, and been on TV all 3 days. For the Armour Packers, 11th time that Armour has been to a state tournament. 19-3 on the year. Burnell Glanzer in his 21st year is the head coach. He has won 405 of his 475 games as a head boys high school basketball coach. Mitchell Christian. How was that one?
Mitchell, who? Yeah.
Better? 8th rated in the final poll. The Armour Packers, number 9 in the final poll. In the opening round game, the Golden Eagles defeated Iroquois 62-52 and then lost to Warner last night 61-45. For the Pack of Armour, it was a victory over Timberlake 72-65 in the opening round game, and a loss last night by 10 to Wakanda 62-52. So what do you think, Tom? What do you think about this first one?
I was wondering what else you had to say. You know, this is kind of what you said earlier. You kind of like to turn them loose, let them go, let them shoot. Ledibor, I think, is really going to come back tonight and have a good game for Armour. Aaron Biles and Aaron Dykstra, I think, will return to their first night form here at the tournament.
Boy, they were awesome that night.
Yeah, when combined for 50, split 25 between them. And I just think, you know, this is one of those games you got to let people fire it up and let them play.
Yeah, the difference, really, those players that you mentioned right there in a nutshell, the difference between the 2 different days. Ledibor scored 30 points and 2 rebounds, and he, along with Chris Peters, 18 points and an opening round win over Timberlake, really set the stage for Armour to be in the championship bracket. That was one of the goals for this team, who played in the 7th place game last year. Dennis Adams is the PA man, and here's tonight's starting lineups.
For the first game this evening to determine 3rd place in the South Dakota State B tournament, it's the Armour Packers versus Mitchell Christian Golden Eagles. Here are the cheerleaders for the Armour Packers. First is Jody Brenner, Tanya Reimnitz, Jamie Holderby, Heather Wright, and Katrina Reimnitz. And here's the starting lineup for the Packers. Number 23, Dean Boyce. Number 33, Austin Ledibor. Number 35, Chris Peters. Number 43, Tony Knorr. And number 45, Matt Ernster. The assistant coach for the Armour Packers is Mr. Ron Weber, and the coach is Burnell Glanzer. And here are the cheerleaders for Mitchell Christian. First is Rachel Muller, Laura Boz, Katie Martin, and Charla Plasto. And the starting lineup for Mitchell Christian, number 5, Aaron Boz. Number 34, Sean Aspenson. Number 35, Brandon Dykstra. Number 50, Aaron Dykstra. And number 53, Trendon Hofer. And the assistant coach for Mitchell Christian is Dow Warner, and the head coach is Tom Young. The officials for tonight's first game, Mr. Gary Frankenstein and Mr. Kelly Larson.
Frankenstein is from Howard. Larson is from Woonsocket. Those are the two guys with the whistles and the striped shirts and help control this game and to help call this game. The play-by-play mic, Mr. Tom Neiman.
Thanking you, sir.
And how come? Because I won the toss.
I'm on you already. I'm looking down this Armor lineup. Dean Voigt, Jr., Austin Ledabor, Jr., Chris Peters, Jr., Tony Knorr, sophomore. That's in the starting lineup. They're going to be stacked coming back next year. But a little closure to be put on this season for the Packers. They are 19-3. It'll be Voigt, Ledabor, Peters, Knorr, and Matt Ernster in the starting lineup. Mitchell Christian will go with Aaron Boz, Aaron Dykstra, Brandon Dykstra, Sean Aspenson, and Trendon Hofer.
And Mitchell Christian also a fairly young team. Once you take the two Aarons away, two other sophomores in the starting lineup.
This is Aaron Boz, was held to 5 points last night by Warner, and Ernster walked with it.
There was a little contact right there, which helped get the momentum going forward from Ernster. You see it trailing that left toe. Matt just couldn't keep it in one place. He tried.
Looks like Jerry Rice trying to keep it in bounds, but Armor comes out of the zone.
But you can travel in football.
Gotta have the ball, though, don't you? Little 2-3, kind of a matchup, and this is Aspenson. The 3 will count, and the foul will go on Trendon Hofer. Good look at Tom Young, second year. Kind of moonlights as a basketball coach at Christian.
He is an optometrist. Went to Augustana for his undergrad and then out on the West Coast.
Count the bucket for Aspenson. It's 3-0 Mitchell Christian. Both teams starting out in the zone. This is Dean Voigt. This is Chris Peters.
Do you think when Tom Young says, "Hey ref, you need some glasses," you think he's razzing him, or he's wondering?
Yeah, professional help. 3 wouldn't go for Ledabor. This is Aaron Dykstra, who has all kinds of moves down low on the block.
All kinds of talent. Aaron Dykstra, a very quick basketball player. In fact, with the ball, I think he's probably been the quickest kid we've seen in this tournament. Travis Humple right there as well, but Dykstra is a little bit more explosive with it, I think.
And has one of the most admired jump shots in the tournament. The Warner coaches were saying how sweet it looked. This is Aspenson to Boz. The help from Ledabor.
Switched the defense. It was a zone. Now it's a man. Knorr is starting.
Aspenson, nice little up fake, and Sean has 5. And it's a 7-0 lead for Mitchell Christian.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first 2-point basket that Aspenson has made in the tournament. Otherwise, he had 6 points both days and both on 3-point shots.
Dean Voigt, no. Dean Voigt, yes. Matt Ernster, yes. Ernster had 5 in the opening round against Timberlake, had 6 in the loss to Wakanda.
Ledabor is guarding Dykstra, and now it's Peters on Boz.
Aspenson, the designated shooter on the team. The long-range shooter, anyway. Dykstra will put it on the floor and shoot the 15-foot pull-up.
John Thompson, who we'll also see a little bit later for the Golden Eagles off the bench, a very fine shooter as well. Hasn't quite shown it yet in the tournament, but he has that long-range capability.
Aspenson for 3. Sean Aspenson is perfect from the field. 8 points in the first 2.5 minutes. It's 10-2, Mitchell Christian. Wow.
That's a sizzling start, isn't it?
He's feeling loose, isn't he? Peters on the drive. Cut off by Trendon Hofer, and that's off to the Golden Eagles, so Armor keeps it. There's the Brain Trust matchup. Tom Young, Bernal Glanzer, 21st year at Armour. Ledebor, the inbounder. Austin Ledebor, just a junior, averages 26 points a game.
Really deadly when he's able to set himself and go up on a controlled shot.
Knorr stepped in and took the charge on Dykstra.
And if there's a team that loves to have the opportunity to have a call go their way and jump in, it has to be Armour, because in the game yesterday against Wakanda, it was Armour. And in fact, Ledebor, 3 of his 5 fouls were those player controller, those offensive fouls, so they got to turn the tides here in this game tonight.
2-3 zone for Mitchell Christian. Holes on the wings. You need the penetration, of course. This is Moore to Ledebor to Peters. Back down by Aaron Dykstra to Boz, and Boz pushes it in the open floor as well as anybody. Aspenson should probably take that shot, huh? Brandon Dykstra. No. Brother. Rebound. Yes. 4 for Aaron Dykstra. 7-point lead for Mitchell Christian.
Just a nice, easy flow to the offensive side for Mitchell Christian.
Aaron Dykstra had 5 offensive rebounds in the first-round game. Boyd short. Rebound again. Poked away by Aspenson. Boyd gets it right back to Spinner. And Boz will take it himself. Tough shot. Austin Ledebor will look to be offensive whenever possible. Nice feed to Peters off glass.
What a state tournament he has had.
Chris Peters had 18 in the opening round to go with 8 assists. He had 16 last night in that tough loss to Wakanda.
And he's 16 out of 19 from the free throw line in the 2 games.
Salty from the line, and the Packers back in the zone again. Aspenson, he's hit 2 of them already. Hey, 3 threes already for Sean Aspenson.
We have an early leading candidate for our American Dairy Association player of the game.
Player of the quarter right now, huh? 15-7, Mitchell Christian. 3 minutes to play, first quarter. Matt Ernster has 4. Cuts the lead to 6. Championship night at the State B. Warner and Wakanda will play for the State B title after this one. Packed house at the Barnett Center. Probably 7,500 in here right now. Aspenson, can he keep it hot? It's a little long. Rebound went off of the Packers, so it'll be Mitchell Christian ball underneath their own hoop when we come back.
To lead Mitchell Christian out to a quick lead, 6-point lead so far.
Aspenson averages 6 points a game. He had 6 in the first round against Iroquois. He had 6 last night against Warner. He's got 11 right now. It's 15-9, Mitchell Christian.
That would be more than his average then.
Dynamite drop in. Chris Peters gets the roll. 4 for Peters, cuts the lead to 4. First quarter, 3rd place game.
And just like yesterday with the Wakanda game, Armour saw their opponent get out to a lead, pulled right back in it. They did that the whole time, not quite taking the lead away from Wakanda, but not letting the game get away from them either. It was what, 12-2?
12-4, yeah.
12-4, excuse me. Now 15-11.
Boz, a rare 3 from him, and why not? Wide open. Boz knocks it down. 3 for Aaron, and back to a 7-point lead. Great hands by the senior again. He's got Peters back. It'll beat him to the hoop. Peters was there, though. No call, and probably a good no call. Ledebor back for Armour. Nice D by Chris Peters at the other end, and Boyce on the attack. Nice dish to Pfeiffer off the bench. Chris Pfeiffer, a sophomore. Had a fine game last night. 9 points off the bench.
Yeah, he really stepped up when Ledebor fouled out. Helped contribute big time.
Nice help on Dykstra on the flash. Boz, they'll give him that shot. They don't want to give Aspenson that shot. That's 4 threes for Sean Aspenson. I think they need to find him.
They found him. They just can't get there before the shot's going up.
Ledabor. 6 for Austin Ledabor.
That's his 51st three-pointer of the year. The rest of the Armor Packers have made 3.
Now they go inside to Brandon Dykstra off the feed from Aspenson. First 2 for Brandon. Closing seconds of the first quarter. And we're on about 100 to 90 pace right now. Chris Peters, 17-footer. Nice. 6 for Peters. Biles will work for the final shot. There's the time remaining in the first. Dykstra on the drive. That's a tough shot to defend, but Ledabor does it. And after 8 minutes, hot start, Mitchell Christian by 5. Probably 2 out of 3, huh? Christian leads it by 5. We're underway, second quarter. 23-18, Mitchell Christian. Sean Aspenson hit 4 3-pointers in the first quarter for Mitchell Christian. Voigt for left fake. Off glass. There's Pfeiffer off the bench, and he avoided the travel by getting rid of the ball, and there's Voigt.
Voigt, I think Matt DeWard was actually standing on his foot.
Nice feed. Biles to Dykstra. 6 for Aaron Dykstra. Biles so dangerous when he gets the rebound and takes it end to end. You think Gary Munson would like to have him? Peters.
Yes would be the answer to that.
Rhetorical question, of course. 8 for Peters. Stays at a 5-point game. 1 minute into the second quarter. It's Mitchell Christian 25, Armor 20. Aaron Dykstra. This is Aaron Biles. Packers staying in the zone. Aspenson is open at the top. Ledabor blocked it, but the Packers kicked it out of bounds. Austin Ledabor. That's pretty good timing. Got up. And then DeWard hustling after it. Knocked it off his knee. Dykstra. No. Pfeiffer. Good rebound. They're going to call a foul on Brandon Dykstra. Brandon, the sophomore, the brother of Aaron, the senior.
It's not unusual to have 2 brothers playing on the floor at one time, but we had a team earlier in this tournament that had 3 brothers all in the starting lineup.
The 10 Brooks from McIntosh.
First quarter numbers, Tom. Both teams shooting very well. Armor 62%, 8 out of 13, 9 out of 15 is 60%. Look at that 3-pointers. 7 of them went in. Rebounding even, turnovers even. And it was Mitchell Christian by 5 at that point.
24 into the game for Christian is John Thompson. There he is, the lefty. Sophomore. Another shooter off the bench for Tom Young. Aspenson is working the baseline, but they instead give it to Boz on the cut. Pfeiffer really has played well off the bench for Burnell Glanzer. Of course, when Ledabor had to sit down last night, Pfeiffer filled his shoes off the bench. Voigt, no, and Dykstra with the rebound. Man, he's quick.
Would that be the definition of coast to coast?
You saw it right there, sir. 8 for Dykstra. Eagles by 7. Ledabor. Thought he had it. Biles rebounds. 6'3" and strong. Pretty good point guard for Mitchell Christian. Aaron Biles.
What an advantage to be able to have a bigger, stronger type of guy out front like that.
Thompson picked it up and put it back down, and Burnell Glanzer's at the top of your screen being vocal.
Just having a nice little chat with Gary Frankenstein.
Just asking what he was looking at. Dykstra has 10. Tom Young's team up by 9. Dykstra averages 23. Matt DeWard. Hustled by Voigt to run it down.
You know, the middle really opens up when Lattimore goes to the top because they're watching Austin so closely that where Peters has the ball right now has been open.
Nice drop on the ball. Thompson and Brandon Dykstra dropped in there, and Peters threw it away, and Ernster will check back in for DeWard. Matt had 4 points in the first quarter. 9-point Mitchell Christian lead, 29-20. Warner and Wakanda are coming up after this one. Should be a fabulous State B championship game.
Real good aggressive defense that time when Armour saw the man slide down the lane, collapsed around him. It did go off of Armour, but the Packers had at least 3 guys right in his face. There they did it again. Quick little double down off the inbounds pass, harassed the ball.
2 thumbs up, it'll stay in possession of the white team, Mitchell Christian. Of course, the alternating jump ball, they did away with I don't even know how long ago, LT.
Boy, it's been a while now. But you know, you still say jump ball.
Yeah.
You know, you can't help it. It's old hand.
Dykstra's shot short and Lattimore clears. He's got Pfeiffer ahead of the crowd. Ernster is there, and Matt will go to the line.
The pass, the nicest part of that whole exchange. That was Lattimore looking for his teammate, hit him in stride. Ernster followed up, did not get the basket, but I like the pass. Just right on target. That's one thing I've seen from Lattimore the last couple of games is he does really keep his head up. And football tournaments for a defensive back is keep your head on a swivel. Well, you do that a little bit here in basketball when you look ahead, always trying to find who's open.
5 for Matt Ernster. Averages 7. 1 short of that already. 3:53 to play in the second quarter. Eagles over the Packers by 7.
Defeated the #1 rated Golden Eagles last night. That was the talk of the town today.
Shane Prunty hit a free throw with 1 second left to give Pierre a 59-58 win over Aberdeen Central. So it's Pierre at Mitchell tonight, Huron at Aberdeen. Back at the B, meanwhile, 3:45 to play before halftime. Mitchell Christian has led the entire way. They led it 23-18 after a quarter. Miles on the little alley-oop. Aspenson's been hot from there, but a little strong. Still 4 out of 6 from three-point land for Sean Aspenson so far. Voigt, nice pass underneath by Ernster, and Matt Ernster has 8 points. Leads down to 5.
It also looked like Ernster waited just a little bit extra longer for things to clear out to give himself a free path to the basket. I like those nice little crisp, quick passes that go from the wing to the low post.
Yeah, Voigt rifled that one in there. Aspenson to Dykstra. Really likes to put it down and pull up. Thompson. 1 black sock, 1 white sock. Hip. There's Johnny. 1 black eye maybe after that.
Number 23, Dean Voigt.
Voigt
Another
picks
look.
up
Let's
the
see what
foul.
happened.
For the Armour Packers.
Ooh. Headbutt. Boy, after looking at the replay and seeing him laying there, you could almost, you know, in the cartoons where they have those little stars and the birdie going around. I don't know if he's seeing some of that right now. And their big cut over the eye of Dean Voigt as well. Voigt and Thompson both collided. Dean bleeding quite heavily over his left eye.
Yeah, it's puffed up already.
And that's Thompson.
Does look like he's got a shiner on the right side of his face. A little groggy going off, so
Your attention, please, below basketball teams who played in contest, please
Looks like he'll be all right once he gets the cobwebs shaken out. Trevor Oswald is checked in for Thompson. DeWard checked back in for Dean Voigt, who's being attended to.
Voigt looked like he was playing hockey there for a moment with the...
3 for Dykstra. That's 9 in the quarter, 13 in the game for Aaron Dykstra, 8-point lead for Mitchell Christian. Voigt just wanted to look like DeWard, huh?
Yeah, DeWard, Tom's talking about, he cut a gash over one of his eyes that took 8 stitches to close in the final practice before coming to the state tournament.
Foul was on Chris Pfeiffer.
Foul on number 21, Chris Pfeiffer. Second team foul.
2:10 to play before the half.
And at half, they'll hand out the awards from the teams that played this afternoon, awards and medals.
Iroquois won the consolation championship today, beating Timberlake in overtime, 76-72. Castlewood beat McIntosh for 7th place. Dykstra got in the air and didn't have anything to do with it. Here's Oswald, the 9th grader.
Again, I think Armour's doing a fine job of doubling on Dykstra. Not that Dykstra, the other one.
Brandon couldn't get it to fall, and Ledabor pushes.
I wouldn't call it as much of a double team as it is just good, quick help.
The skip pass, and Peters will let fly, and that's going to be off of Matt DeWard. Tom Young played in a state tournament for the Mitchell Colonels.
Back in Gary Munson's first year at Mitchell, Tom Young was on that team.
Aaron Dykstra rattled out and rattled back in. Consecutive threes for Dykstra.
I tell you, you almost expect the ball to go in when you don't have someone in his face. That time, Dykstra was able to collect himself nicely.
Christian's up by 11 all of a sudden, and here's Boz on the push. Oswald, a little long. Dykstra there, got it to spin in. 3 straight hoops by Dykstra. 5, 10, 14 in the quarter for Aaron Dykstra.
That matches what Aspenson had in the first quarter.
Peters having a fine game. 10 points for Chris. Time remaining before halftime.
Had a pretty good pace to this first half.
23-18 after that first quarter. Aaron Boz. Chris Peters will try to stop him. And they do. Matt DeWard stepped in and took the charge. There's that step-in help you're talking about.
DeWard with a big slide step to his right to get in position. And Matt does not shy away from contact.
They can still get another shot off. I don't think that's going to count. No, they're waving off the hoop by Pfeiffer. So, at the half, Mitchell Christian leads it 37-26. Sean Aspenson started the Golden Eagles off right, had 14 points in the first quarter. Dykstra had 14 points in the second quarter. Aaron Dykstra with 18 at the half. Tom Young and Mitchell Christian lead it 37-26. Let's go down on the floor and chat with the doctor. LT?
Well, Tom, first quarter, Aspenson chips in 14. Dykstra with 14 in that second quarter. You'll take that. Who's going to get 14 in the third quarter?
Well, I hope somebody does. Actually, Sean's a really good shooter. I told you for the tournament, he's kind of our designated three-point shooter. And we've been waiting for him to have a game like this because he does this in practice.
Pretty good pace, I thought, and flow to that first half. Did you like the way things went?
Yeah, I wish we could have played a little bit better defense at times. We kind of broke down a couple times. We were actually intended to come out man, but our zone's been working pretty well, as long as we keep in Letterboard's face.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Nice half. Yeah, his team did play well, and they lead it 37-26 at the break.
Being a
a good citizen isn't just from...
Just 3 of 11 in that second quarter, hitting for 46%. You might recall they were up around the 60-something after the first quarter. And, of course, the three-pointers. Look at that. 7 of 10, 70% of the three-point shots that Mitchell Christian has put up have gone in. They're playing very, very well from three-point land. Of course, Dykstra has 2 of those. Aspenson has 4, and Aaron Bass has hit a three-pointer. Otherwise, rebounding's fairly even, but really the field goal shooting for Armour and the three-point shooting for Mitchell Christian.
We're going to break away, do a little more business, and then we'll be back for the second half. 37-26, Mitchell Christian leading Armour at the half. Third place game of the State B. It's championship night. Warner and Wakanda will decide it. There's Elliot Rotvold on the left. His assistant, Tom Culver, just itching to get at it. Either that or they don't like those ties. Tony Nord. First 2 of the ball game for Tony Nord. He gets Armour up on the right foot. Breaks that double-digit lead down to 9. Aaron Dykstra had 18 in the first half. At 14 in the second quarter. And there's Trendon Hofer's first 2 of the ball game.
That's what Trendon Hofer does for this team. He kind of the space eater inside. Coach Tom Young calls him. Pick up a couple of rebounds. And, hey, if you're there, put it back.
Christian in that 2-3 zone. This is Ledabor from about 23 feet. And he shot at about 22 feet, 10 inches. Aspenson has been thermal thus far. 16 in the game for Aspenson. He had 14 in the first quarter, including 4 threes.
So I wonder if he's going to go every other quarter. Him and Dykstra will just trade off. Tag, you're it.
Tough little runner for Ledabor and Hofer with a rebound. And this is Aaron Baz.
Kind of a tough game to play when you're not shooting well, and Armour has not shot well the last 10 minutes.
Dykstra gave him Ledabor the shoulder. 20 now for Aaron Dykstra.
But was it the cold shoulder? I wonder a lot of things, Tom.
You leave me speechless. Tony Nord, Chris Peters. Chris Pfeiffer started the second half here for Armour.
And that shot, Peters looked like the ball slipped off his fingers a little bit down on his heel. It was more of a shot put than a nice little touch.
Didn't go for Baz. So Dean Voigt starts the half on the bench. Chris Pfeiffer starts the half in the game. This is Ledabor. To Peters, and Dykstra swatted it out of bounds, and it'll stay at the red end.
Dykstra is just a very good athlete. He's lightning quick, and that's one of the things that'll make you or help you be a shot blocker. Quick off your feet. You don't have to necessarily be the best leaper in the world, but if you get there a little bit quicker, you got that chance.
Timing. Peters. Swarming defense for Christian. Ledabor and drew the defense, and Peters got open this time, and it rolls out. Another board for the big fella, Trendon Hofer, who actually lives in Bridgewater. He goes to school at Mitchell Christian. Aaron Dykstra to Aaron Baz. It's the A team. Aspenson has been pretty good from that distance, but rims out. Ledabor. Dykstra swatted it away. Aspenson got it. This is Baz. Around my world to Dykstra, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Another look at the pass. That was just a nice little drop behind his back. That's a sweet little pass, isn't it? Of course, Dykstra, even though it was a very tough shot, you know, as the recipient of that pass, he has to feel a little bad because he didn't get it in. As nice as it wasn't an assist.
.21 for Aaron Dykstra. 16-point lead for Mitchell Christian. The zone has been effective. Armour has had trouble in the tournament getting shots off. Not this time. Chris Peters, he's got a dozen.
It's been the zone of, or the defensive choice for the Eagles. That zone played it well. Zones nowadays have become so much more aggressive than the zone's pre-3-point line. Boz on the move. First one on Peters, and was a shooting foul.
Second team foul already on Armour. They only had 2 in the entire first half. 4 points now for Boz. Had a 3 in the first quarter, and that was it to this point.
Mitchell Christian, of course, getting it done from 3-point land tonight. Last night against Warner, that was not the case. Just 2 of 19.
Tony Knorr. A couple of 15-footers for him, 4 for Knorr. Lead shaved a bit to 13. Aaron Dykstra got his feet under him, and that is a beautiful shot. 3 threes for Dykstra.
Aspenson and Hofer set a double pick. And boy, I tell you, when it's tough when you're the defender trying to follow your guy up the lane. You run into 2 different screens. If you don't fight through it, you know there's 3 points staring you right in the face and after it.
Pfeiffer with an offensive rebound. Trendon Hofer got him on the way back up. 2 on Big Trendon. They'll play it out of bounds. Here's what it looked like. They say it was on the floor, so when we come back, Armour will have it underneath their own hoop, down by 16.
Brandon Dykstra was there. Hofer was there. Man gets lost. That's Peters, and Dykstra sets himself for the big 3.
And he had time for a sandwich before he let that one go, huh? Got a score from the Civic Center here in Aberdeen. Aberdeen Central 61, Huron 42.
That was an elimination game in 3AA, right?
Yes, Huron is out. Knorr misses. Aberdeen will move on and go West River to play one of those challenge games. Boz, I think Ernster got a hand on it.
You know, I've said it before, talked about it before. What an advantage, a huge advantage for the AA schools to be able to have the chance or to lose and come back and still make state.
Also have a college women's final. Northern State beats Minnesota Morris 75-50. That's in a women's game. Mitchell Christian up by 16. Aspenson. Oh, he's having a ball game.
You know, Mitchell Christian in their win against Iroquois did exactly what they did in that possession, Tom. That is, just be patient, take your time, find the shot they want. And of course, with Aspenson hitting those 3s, that's definitely the shot they want. But Boz and company do a nice job of recognizing what's there and when to take it.
5 threes for Sean Aspenson. Ledebor got it online. Austin Ledebor's first points of the second half. 9 in the game. Dykstra had it blocked on the way up by Ledebor. They're going to get him for the foul, though. Or maybe
a pair of Packers were there. I don't know if it was Ledebor or not. It was Knorr. Tony Knorr, the foul will go against. He's number 43. Both Knorr and Ledebor did contest the shot very strongly.
On the pass, so they'll take it out of bounds. Just the 3rd team foul on Armour. Mitchell Christian only has 1 with 2:20 to play in the 3rd.
And in the zone, with Armour in a zone, Boz will just stay there until Armour matches up man, which they do now.
.32 is Derek Barcher into the game for Christian. Peters made the save, and Ledebor finds him underneath. That's a Jason Kidd.
Beauty. Ledebor has shown that throughout the tournament. He's a leading assist man on the team, and boy, he has come up with some really nice passes in all 3 games, and there's another one.
14 points now for Chris Peters.
Did you find the list you were looking for yet?
I'm searching for the
3-point.
3-pointers in a game record. Gary Frankenstein's got a whistle underneath.
And here is Ledebor. Boom, real quick between, cut the 2 defenders. Nice bounce pass, catch, and shot all the way around.
Foul was on Brandon Dykstra while we were away there. So with a 14-point lead, Mitchell Christian back in the zone.
I have the answer to the question. Thomas?
Ledebor, the loft line. And it hit the shot clock up there. That's out of bounds.
Most Class B 3-pointers made in 1 game. Jason Brander, Warner, 1993, had 8.
Yes.
Most in a tournament. Eric Lappy, 1992.
13.
For Harold.
Pfeiffer with the steal. Got Ledebor and Hodgson. Strong off glass. Pfeiffer got the rebound, and Aspenson fouled him. Look for Ledebor to get the ball back and do something with it here.
They're trying to make sure they have the right guy, and boy, it was sure nice of Sean to put his hand up and help out there a little bit. Aspenson, yeah, you called it on me, sir. There he is, number 34. What a fine shooting game he is having.
And defensively, Aspenson got a hand on it there. This is DeWard. Pfeiffer, he is so tough right down there, right in the middle of the lane, about 6 feet away. 4 points for Pfeiffer. Under a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Christian led it by 11 at halftime.
You see Peters was looking right past Boz out there at Coach Glanzer to see how far he wanted him to play him back or play away. Now the coaches say, come on up, so he does.
Before the shot, the foul will go on
DeWard, I believe.
Matt DeWard, and they'll play it out underneath with 2 seconds on the clock. Look for Dykstra, number 50. Well, there he is, and it won't go. And after 3, Mitchell Christian hanging on to a 12-point lead. Holds about 8,000.
And the place is just kind of sitting and waiting.
Wakanda and Warner will follow this one. We've still got 8 minutes to go between Mitchell Christian and Armour. The Eagles in white. Mitchell Christian lead it by 12. 51-39 just underway. Dykstra got his feet under him again, and there's some beautiful touch. That's 27 now for Aaron Dykstra. Backspin. The release, the rotation, get it on the rim. It'll be Kine, Ledebor to Peters.
Boz made a nice recovery out front. Ledebor was going to shoot it, but also it was Ledebor who kept his poise and kept his head. Said, oh, shot's not there. Hit the wing, got it back down low.
I'd wager Chris Peters will get an all-tournament nomination or 2.
He will be on the team.
18 points in the first round, 16 points in the second round. He's got 16 tonight. Armour down by 13 right now, though. Aspenson. Dykstra had it taken away by Ledebor, who got manhandled at midcourt, and the foul goes on Aaron Dykstra. 2. personals on him.
Second personal foul on number 50, Aaron Dykstra, and that's the 4th team foul for Mitchell Christian.
Bernal Glanzer wants to talk things over with 6:54 left in regulation. Armour down by 13. Back in Wax Arena, the wave is going. And so is Austin Ledemore. 4 threes for all 12 of his points.
Mitchell Christian continues to shoot well through 3 quarters. 57% total, 69% from three-point land, 9 of 13. That is some very good shooting. Armour, 43.5% from the field. That's been the Achilles heel in this game for the Packers. They have not shot well. But again, the three-point and the overall field goal, rebounds even, turnovers even, free throws even, but not the shooting.
Armour making a little surge here after the Ledemore 3. Peters with a steal. Fouled him on the floor, so they take it out of bounds, and now they're going to get Askinson for his second. 19 points and 2 personal fouls on Askinson. Christian, the 2-3 zone. Pfeiffer, that's his spot, won't go.
He really does have a knack of finding that middle area, doesn't he, it seems like.
10-point lead for the guys in white. Ledemore took it away, but it's out of bounds.
That ball was tipped and then in the direction of Tom Young, and don't expect Coach Young to get out of the way fast. He has a knee with an ACL tear in it that needs to have some surgery here right quick.
Playing a pickup game last week. Said he was taking a three-pointer. He never did really explain how he did that. Dykstra was fouled on the alley-oop. I don't think it'll be a shooting foul, but it'll go on Pfeiffer. Brandon Dykstra hacked in the air. Eagles played it back in, and Ledemore took it away and gave it right back. Askinson. Ledemore somehow got to that. Sounded like all ball, and now the Packers will push. Peters. Scoop, no. Voigt, tip, yes.
Voigt back after having the cut closed that was over his left eye after bumping heads with John Thompson in the first half. Single-digit lead for the first time in a while.
8-point lead for Mitchell Christian. Peters. Second foul. Aaron Boz, tough on the dribble. And they're moseying around because the Packers want to talk about it some more. Glanzer gets a timeout.
23 off the Peters miss. Remember, he'd missed a lot of time with a cut over his left eye. It was closed, and he tipped it in for his first 2 of the game.
Boz checked by Chris Peters. 8-point Mitchell Christian lead. Bernal Glanzer saw something that he wanted to tell his team about. What was it? Dykstra had it blocked.
Yes. Nice call.
Pfeiffer got it from behind. Ledemore got it from in front. Possession arrow goes to Armour.
Another look.
Ledemore took a little stutter step before he put it down. 8th on the all-time list in South Dakota. 405 wins for Bernal Glanzer.
First, if you want to figure winning percentage.
And they say Trevor Oswald stepped on the line, so they turn it right back over. Tony Knorr checks in. Matt DeWard checks out. Good defensive work by Matt DeWard.
You know, bucket here, it makes a big difference.
Excellent feed from Peters to Pfeiffer, and he had it taken away underneath by Trevor Oswald.
And Boz, I think, was there too, Tom.
Foul goes on Voigt, reaching in on Boz. 7th team foul, so Boz will step up for the 1-and-1.
That's the trail into the play, and the bump from behind it. Not the best angle in the world that to see the contact, but it was against Voigt.
Aaron Boz went to the line 20 times in the first round win over Iroquois. 2 out of 3 thus far.
There was 9 of those 20 free throws he would like to forget about. It was not the top of his shooting performance for Boz as far as free throws.
Dykstra knocked it out of bounds, and Burnell Glanzer got a hand on it, and Armour will keep it. The zone's been pretty effective for Christian. This is Ledabor. Voigt wanted to go off glass, but Dykstra got a piece of it. Pfeiffer another rebound. Somebody's open if the Packers can find them, and it went off of Dean Voigt, so Mitchell Christian takes back over. Matt DeWard's going to check in for Tony Knorr.
Just moments ago where it was sitting where Armour had possession.
Dykstra got loose. DeWard pushed him in the back. Count the bucket.
And to follow up on that thought, an Armour basket from Pfeiffer, an attempt that just went a little bit short as we watched the replay time, would have made it a 6-point game. Now a bucket, another bucket, and a breakaway foul, and it's a chance to go right back to a very wide, big lead.
Number 50, Aaron Dykstra.
30 now for Aaron Dykstra. And you are correct, sir. Mushrooms to a 13-point lead now for Mitchell Christian. 4 minutes to play, 4th quarter. Peters in the heart of the zone, and Aspenson reached in. That'll be 3 on Aspenson, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Peters.
Third personal foul on number 34, Sean Aspenson.
Timeout on the floor, yeah.
Tom Young and the Eagles up by 13. Timeout was called again by Armour. They're down by 13. TV timeout was not charged to Armour, so the Packers still have 2 to use.
Just got called a little bit early by one of the officials. It's supposed to be after the free throws, not before, but that's all right.
Rare miss for Peters.
We'll take it, and our advertisers are glad we did. And so are we.
So are we. Oswald. .3:30 to play, 4th quarter. Mitchell Christian has kept that 10 to 13-point lead throughout most of the second half.
With that exception of about, what, 2 minutes ago when Armour had this, was right on the edge of making a couple of baskets.
Dykstra's got 32 and a chance at 33.
You know, earlier you made mention of the all-tournament team. Here's another guy that's name will be on.
Yeah, he might be on there. Huh?
Just very athletic, very quick off his feet. Dykstra going up very strong.
18 in the first half. 14 now in the second half. 15 make it.
And 14 in the second quarter.
33 in the game for Aaron Dykstra. And it's a 16-point lead for Mitchell Christian. Ledabor from long range. That's 5 threes. He's got 15 points.
And here's where Aaron Boz just shines with the ball.
Tough to run and jump. The Packers trying to bring a man, trying to turn Boz, but He does have it on a string, doesn't he? This is Trevor Oswald, the 9th grader, had it knocked away from behind by DeWard, and Matt comes up with it. Peters for 3. And Oswald will wisely pull it out, and Dean Voigt picks up his 3rd.
Not much you can do about fouls like that because Voigt was turned around and knew he had to hustle to get back, and freshman Oswald did a nice job of getting basically in his way. Just cutting off.
For Mitchell Christian, number 22, Trevor Oswald.
Trevor had 8 points last night, came off the bench in the loss to Warner. Chance for his first point of this game, and he got it. He'll get another. 14-point lead for Mitchell Christian. 2:20 up there on the clock. Two for Trevor Oswald. John Wonder has checked in for Armour. He's number 13. With the ball right there, back to Peters. Wonder just a freshman. Peters, the junior, and ripped down by the senior Boz. 2 minutes exactly to play. 15-point Mitchell Christian lead.
And after Armour pulled close, Aaron Dykstra took it right back and took it away with his performance.
Chewed off about 25 seconds so far in this possession. Ledabor reaches in. Kind of frustrating tournament for Austin Ledabor. Except for the first game, of course, he had 30 in a win over Timberlake. But
he was in jail yesterday with the fouls.
Oswald was good on both last time here. He'll get 2 for sure this time. 10 team fouls on Armour, so it's the super bonus. Three out of 4 from the line for Oswald. 1:30 to play, 4th quarter. Chris Peters on the attack. Ledabor from about 24 feet. The pass instead to Pfeiffer. Chris Pfeiffer has 6.
I thought Mitchell Christian did a nice job of realizing where Pfeiffer was on the court. He figured he's going to get the 2. Don't pressure him. Give him the 2 points. Leave the clock going.
1:05 right now on the clock.
Remember,
Peters reaches in.
Curly Neal of the Harlem Globetrotters used to put on that exhibition of dribbling, and no one could catch him. I think if Boz wanted to, he could probably do that for the next minute, 4 seconds. He just really controls tempo well.
Dykstra off. Brandon Dykstra runs off. Clint Johnson is in the ball game for Mitchell Christian. Boz will get 2.
And why did they call him Curly anyway? He was bald. I wonder a lot of things, Tom.
Oswald out. Hofer in. Boz will shoot.
He's looking at it. Oh, we've had a lot of fun this week, haven't we?
Ledabor to Peters to Pfeiffer. Clint Johnson with a rebound. 50 seconds to play. Mitchell Christian is going to wrap up 3rd place in the 1996 State B in their first ever state tournament. The school has been accredited as a high school for 5 years. Trendon Hofer, the hoop, the foul. .6'4" senior will get a chance at a 3-point play. Went off of Clint Johnson's hands, and hey, I'll take it.
It's a well-deserved hand for those 2 guys that have just checked out, Aaron and Aaron.
Aaron Boz will sit down with 7 points and another excellent floor game. Aaron Dykstra will sit down with 33 points and an excellent all-around game. Hofer couldn't get it to go. 30 seconds to play. Ledabor from 26 feet away. Net. He's got 6 threes for all of his points. 33 for Mitchell Christian is Seth Johnson. 52, Nathan Nash also in the ball game, along with Clint Johnson, Trendon Hofer, and Derek Barcher, number 32. Wonder to Peters. That's online. Another good ball game for Chris Peters, 19. And that's all. In the third place game at the State B, 68-57. Congratulations to Mitchell Christian. They will finish the year at 19-5. Aaron Dykstra, 33 points. Finishes the tournament with 74 points in the 3 games. That's Aaron Dykstra. 6 threes, 18 points for Austin Ledabor. 68-57 the final. Let's go down to the A team. Aaron and Aaron are with Lee Timmerman. Lee.
What a way to end your career. You get a couple stitches in your lip, but that thing didn't bother you tonight. You were kind of feeling it, weren't you?
Yeah, I wanted to come out and just do something nice on my last game as a high schooler, so this is nice.
And 33 points, so it went very well, but such a nice thing to be able to go out with a win because not very many teams get to do that, you know.
That's right. That's really what we wanted all year, was come out with a win.
All right, thank you very much. Aaron Dykstra with 33 points. He played very well, and so is this guy all the tournament. We talked about it before, Aaron Boz, about how you like to control tempo. You really must love to have that ball in your hand out front, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I feel I gotta be the ball handler on the team usually, so I handle the ball and distribute to Sean and Dykstra and other guys usually.
Talk about the sophomore Asmussen, but he was kind of feeling it a little bit too, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's like that, on and off. Usually he's not that on, but he was on today, and if he's on and Dykstra's on, we're very tough to beat.
All right, congratulations. You were tough to beat tonight. So Aaron and Aaron, the A team, they played very well, Tom, and they, as I mentioned, get to go out with a win.
An 11-point win, LT, 68-57, Mitchell Christian over Armour. You hear the roar. Here comes Wakanda. It'll be the Gang Green against the Warner Monarchs. Warner making its 5th tournament appearance in the 90s. That game is coming up next. Stay with us on KELOLAND TV.
Chris Gehring, Chris Pfeiffer, Dean Voigt, Steve Miller, Jeremy Fink, Austin Ledabor, Chris Peters, Matt DeWard, Tony Knorr, Matt Ernster, student manager David Knorr, student manager Matt Mills, student manager Rob Wasson, assistant coach Ron Weber, and accepting the trophy, head coach Bernell Glanzer, Armour Packers. Winners of the first game this evening and for 3rd place honors of the 1996 Boys Class B tournament are from Mitchell Christian High School. Brian Rippey, Aaron Boz, Travis Schultz, Trevor Oswald, John Thompson, Derek Barcher, Seth Johnson, Sean Asbenson, Brandon Dykstra, Aaron Dykstra, Nathan Nash, Trendon Hofer, Clint Johnson, student manager Benjamin Schultz, student manager Jamie Young, assistant coach Dow Warner, and accepting 3rd place trophy, head coach Tom Young, Mitchell Christian Golden Eagles.
It's Jeremy, Trendon
airplane accident while returning to Rapid City from the 1968 Boys State A basketball tournament. The award is based upon the cheerleaders' abilities displayed in the area of crowd control, sportsmanship, enthusiasm, behavior on the court, and dress. Freddie Robinson from the South Dakota Peace Officers Association is proud to present the trophy in memory of the 6 Rapid City cheerleaders to the cheerleaders from Warner High School. Cheerleaders Jessica Braun, Angela Nielsen, Carly Sandy, Charity Schneider, Lisa Billhauer. Cheerleading advisor Galen Martin.
On Thursday afternoon, we said we were going to slice through Iroquois like a nice new hot butter. And we did it! Woo! All right, before we get started today, though, we want to have Mr. Kevin Hofer come up and open us in a word of prayer. Give thanks to our great God. First of all, I'd just like to thank you for all coming out and spending some time celebrating with us the accomplishments of these young men and ladies. We want to just praise the Lord together here this afternoon and give him the glory for the accomplishments that this team and this school has seen this year. So let's bow for a word of prayer. Father, I thank you for this weekend, for this time of playing basketball. I thank you for the many accomplishments that we've seen this year. Lord, the accomplishments that I've seen of unity, of people coming to support a school that they don't know a whole lot about. Lord, it's just incredible to see how your hand has worked to bring these young men together. Lord, we know the witness and the testimony as I spoke with so many coaches and so many fans who were in attendance and the good report that we got. Father, I just thank you for these wonderful bunch of kids here. Thank you for their coaches, for their teachers. I thank you especially, too, for their parents. Lord, as we proceed in this afternoon of celebration, all is done to glorify you, to give you the praise for the accomplishments. Lord, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be the tools. Lord, as these young men and women proceed from this school, and some of them in their last year, help them to look back on these accomplishments as a time that you come and supported them. Lord, help us to always share of how we were faithful to you. God, just bless us during this time. In your name, amen. All right, thank you, Kevin. Well, as the press said, nobody knows a whole lot about Mitchell Christian, but they do now. Woo! All right, we're going to have Pastor Tom Johnson come up, lead us in a couple courses. The first one's going to be, Our God is an Awesome God, and the second one, What a Mighty God We Serve. Pastor Johnson?
Praise the Lord. Before we do that, I'd like you to rejoice with me in dealing with young people. We had 2 young girls this morning accept the Lord as their personal Lord and Savior at church today. I think we can rejoice in that. And where's Bev? Where's my cheerful cheerleader. We, in the back there, we had something we were doing to encourage the players out there, and they said they heard us, and we'd like you all to help us do it right now. And that was to say Eagles, and to say it with vigor, and loud, and long. So would you rise to your feet? This for you, fellas. Ready? Just pull it out.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve.
All right, that's awesome. Psalm 115:1 says, "Not to us, O Lord, not to us, but to thy name give glory." And that's what we want to do here today, give the glory to God for just a great weekend. Before we get started with some other things, though, we want to have a few people come up. Martha Wade, are you in the audience? We want you to come up. I understand you have a reading for us. Martha here. One of the themes, each class, I guess, had to come up with a theme this weekend, but one of my favorite ones was from my son's second grade class, and their theme for the team kickoff this weekend was "Beware, the Eagles are in the air." Martha?
Very cool. Well, I don't know how I'm going to balance the microphone and read at the same time, but I'll try. I'll try. The year 1988, 1989. In the beginning, there were some small boys, and they were in the 5th grade. One little boy named Aaron B., Boz, that is, had this basketball, almost as big as he was, that is, and he loved to dribble and shoot that ball, and he was good. The people who watched him play the game said, "Oh, he is good," and he was. And he continued to love the game as he grew and grew. The second small boy was a little taller, and his name was Aaron D. Dykstra, that is. He also had a basketball, but he did not like that silly game of putting a big ball through a round hoop with a net. In fact, he didn't go to some great games for Coach Wegg because he did not like the game. But somehow, sometimes he developed a healthy love for the game. And people said, He is good, and he was. And he grew, and he jumped, and he grew, and he jumped. The year 1992. Into high school they came, the new high school, Mitchell Christian. Yes, they needed to be sanctioned by the SVHF-AA to play ball, and the rest of the state, with the rest of the state, and so they were. Coach Ed Plasto, Coach Wally Bob, and Coach Bob Lemon taught them many valuable things. Big Trenton Hofer joined the 2A's in their freshman year. He developed into a big rebounder and has established himself as a solid wall under the basket. The year 1994. Coach Tom Young came to play, to practice, and direct the boys' basketball program. John, chased them all over the court, Thompson, joined the ranks, and little brother, Bo Brandon, silver-faced Dykstra, moved in from Mitchell Christian Elementary School, along with Derek Barcher, Nathan Nash, Brian Rippey, and Travis Schultz. The game is serious business for these men. The smiles on their faces are few as each concentrates on doing what's best. Come on, guys. The year 1995. Sean Atkinson decides he needs to sharpen his three-point shooting arm. So as a sophomore, he gets involved to join the team, along with the new boys in town, Clint and Seth Johnson. And here come the freshmen, Spencer Holmes, Jeremy Skinner, Trevor Oswald, and Josh Kim. And nobody but Josh Kim cannot play the game of the state league and still have his picture in the paper. Coach Dow Warner also came to assist Coach Young, a very excellent year in the program. These young men and their coaches were well cared for by the capable student managers, Ben Schultz and Jamie Young, and by the sports medicine team of Brian Hildebrand and Dr. Wally and Dr. Shirley Bob. The players were well caked in ice to perfection. The team was encouraged by the enthusiasm of our own Spirit of 14, of Laura Bob, Katie Martin, Rachel Mueller, and Charlotte Plasto, along with their coaches, Judy Muller, Anthony Hickert. These are the people making up their team. So the year 1995-96. The basketball season begins with high hope, a dream, a goal to go to the state league in Aberdeen. And what a season it has been. The hopes wavered a few times, but were never totally dashed. We traveled half asleep to White Lake, and it was there the alarm sounded. We got our wake-up call. We were the team to beat in district. But thanks to great teamwork, we came through unbeaten. We had to. Somebody told us, we'll see you in the region. And see us they did, soaring like eagles and playing to win. A goal accomplished. Well, yes, but now a new goal. We need to win again at the state league. We are seated number 6, the Iroquois Chiefs number 3. We need to win that first game if we want to stay on TV. Oh, we came out strong and played so very well. And in the fourth and final quarter, the Iroquois Chiefs, they fell. On Friday night, we again came to play. But the big Warner Marna, they stood in our way. We showed off the cards, but the shots would not go down. Our dream for number 1 was not to be in this round. Even though our bodies were bruised and tired, our spirit was not crushed, we could still be number 3, and play well we must. And play well we did, for armor is tough, no pun intended, and sorry. But they wouldn't let me ref the game, too. All of you are very loyal fans, and for everyone who had a part of this fantastic year. But our grateful thanks go to our God who blesses us so richly. God is so good. He's so good to me. God is so good. He's so good to us.
Wow, that was awesome, wasn't it? Yeah. Amen. Another round of applause. Martha was trying to get him to smile up here, but really I think she needed to get Brandon to wake up. Anyway, now it's time we want to hear from some of the team players, if not all of them, so it's time for that great time to introduce them. So we better start off with our leaders, the seniors. So we're going to let one of you front and center. Clint, how about you? Get up here. Start off with Clint, then Trendon, Aaron B, and Aaron D. Oh, just lay a few words on Clint.
It's different. This is my first year in basketball, high school basketball.
Oh.
And it's just been a great experience playing with a bunch of guys like this. I've never been on a team that's been so tight before. Everybody's had their own way, and everybody wants to do it on their own. But here, everybody wants to help each other out. And it's been so much fun being able to play with all these guys and practice with them, even though I follow them and stuff. So it's the first time ever I've been on a team that's meant so much to me. I wouldn't give anything up in the world for this season. It was just the greatest. And thanks for coming and cheering for us. Kenny, where are you? You're not going to train. Bridgewater made it to the state league. We came up fourth. Now it's flat man. It'd be so cool. Maybe I could be there someday. Well, I guess it seems that we made it there, and Bridgewater came up fourth back then. Well, we made it third. Yeah. I guess I just want to thank you all for all your support and everything throughout the year. It's been great. And thank all the cheerleaders. It's been great knowing you too. Everybody. I guess I don't really know what to say. It's kind of hard to believe that basketball is over. Since high school, it's been a long time since I haven't played basketball here for Winter Christian, but it's been great. It's been a dream of ours. Aaron and I have been playing since 5th grade and are able to get the state tournament and do well there. And we accomplished that this year with a lot of help from the coaches and the cheerleaders and the fans and everybody. We could tell at the beginning of the year that team chemistry was good. We're really close as a team, and that helps a lot. That's what you need on a team. So even though we don't always play like it, but we have a couple of gifts that we got some shirts for people that we really appreciate, and we thought it really helped us along the way. First one is for Coach their state D basketball representative. Second one's for Coach Warner. playing with us and getting us used to physical play and stuff like that, activism. The third one goes to my dad, last coach. We appreciate him a lot. He takes like 14 acres a day. Next floor, I'll go to the cheerleaders. We really appreciate them a lot. Not many people outside of school really thought that we'd go up there and do well, but the cheerleaders, we know all your believe in, and they put all this great stuff up here for us. So we just want to let them know that we really appreciate them. Also.
Great, Aaron. Let's have another dual combo here, front and center. You see me talking on one side of my mouth today. Coach Young told me to because I did get stitches on the other side here after the Warner game. I just want to thank all of you, and you've been great fans. It's always a joy knowing that we've got people there that are supporting us, even when we're losing against Warner and teams like that. But we really appreciate it. Appreciate our parents. Wally and Shirley take us every game. For most of us, the cheerleaders did a great job. They supported us through everything, even our several losses this year. They were always there cheering afterwards. So, and the coaches and the rest of the guys, we just really appreciate playing with you guys tonight. We also want to give Brandon Dykstra an opportunity to wake up and speak to us. Brandon, front and center. Get us like you. We're going forward.
Just like to thank everyone again for all their support. Everything they've done for us. Mr. Martin for letting me speak. It's been a great year having my brother and Boz and Trendon and Quinn helping us out all the way. I'd just like to thank them too.
We got to get Brandon ready for the next 2 years. So Brandon. Sean, let's get you up here. Deadeye Sean Aston.
I'd just like to thank the parents. I know mine especially, because when you come home after a loss, it's kind of tough. And I'd just like to thank the cheerleaders for all your great effort, and the fans, and the seniors most of all for all their leadership. It's going to be tough playing touch. And it might get old because hopefully we can make it back to the next 2 years. And
Next we have John all over the court. Go get him. Thompson.
I'd just like to say thanks to everybody. This has been a real dream season for me, especially for Sean and me, because ever since we were little, outside my house, we just play and pretend that we're in the state tournament together, and it's finally happening. And I'd just like to thank all of these guys for making it come true, because a lot of my friends from other schools, they never had the chance, and it's just one of their dreams, and I'm just glad it happened for us when we got there. I mean, our schools never even had a chance, and we've been here for years. And I just thank all of you guys for supporting us and Just being there when we had to watch and stuff like that, man, it's great.
I'd like to also thank everybody for coming out and cheering for us. And I'd like to thank the seniors for helping us get this day, and the cheerleaders. And that's it.
We'll get him ready for next year, too. And let's see, who else? Anybody else want to come up and speak? Trevor does. All right, Trevor, get up here.
Thanks for nominating me and everybody else for all the support. And I guess when I first decided to switch schools, I got a lot of questions from all my old friends and everything. And they say, well, you can do all this stuff over at our school, but last year I never really got the chance to play a lot of basketball. And it's just been great playing this competition, and getting this experience is going to help me out in the next couple of years. I'd just like to thank everybody.
Anything to add to that? You know, some of you guys get beat up all week in practice, I know, but the team owes a lot to you. I want to hear what you got to say about it.
Here.
We got our huge junior class coming forward here. Stand tall for that junior class.
Well, it's been a fun season, but hopefully we can do that next year. Love you guys!
Travis Schultz.
I'd like to thank all the fans and all the people that supported us. It's been a hard year for some of us, and a fun year. We're going to miss the seniors that are leaving. It's going to be hard work without you, and that we'll be going next year. It'll be fun. I want to like to thank the cheerleaders for their support and the coaches. That was fun. And that's it.
Oh, first I'd like to thank Mr. Bodge for bringing the Hoosier tape on Saturday. I'd like to thank the cheerleaders for cheering for us for all the games. It was awesome. I'd like to thank all the fans for being there. It's going to be really hard to play.
Hey, thanks, man. You're a great bunch of guys, ain't they? On behalf of the parents, we just want to say thank you guys for a great weekend, and not only that, but just a great year. And it's an honor to have a team like this represent Mitchell Christian before the whole state. Well, in a lot of ways, it takes talent, but it also takes coaches to get where we're going. And at this time, we want to have Assistant Coach Dow Warner. Come on up, Dow. Let's have a round of applause for Dow. He stepped into a new situation, did a great job.
Well, it was an exciting year for me. I didn't know for sure whether I should coach or not, but they asked me about it, and I wasn't sure the board would even let me, and I knew it'd take a lot of time, and so I presented it to the board, not even minding that they told me no. But I do praise the Lord that I was able to coach this year, and it was a great year for us. And I guess I want to thank the elementary teachers that maybe I neglected a little bit. So by skipping out every day at 3:30 and heading over to practice, but it was a good year. I really enjoyed it. And it was a lot of fun. They're a wonderful group of guys to work with. And Tom and I told the guys, we made a commitment to them. We said that there's not another pair of coaches in the state of South Dakota that will outpray us for this season. And I don't know, I hope Tom and I kept true to that, but we prayed a lot for the guys and prayed a lot for their spiritual growth. And I guess that's what I want to say, guys, is that, I hope you guys have grown this year spiritually. That would be my goal for every one of you. We've accomplished a fantastic goal right here. But, we hope that they've grown spiritually, and that's why we have sports in Christian schools. And so if they can grow spiritually and become the men and women that God wants them to be, wants them to have. Because there's battles that we face. The only way that you can have a victory in life is to have a battle. And we had 3 battles this week, and we had 2 victories. In Christian life, do we have some battles? Sometimes you have some real struggles. And what keeps you going is you learn not to quit. You learn never to give up. You learn just to keep pushing hard. You learn that when you're down, you got to push harder. You learn that when you get a little lead, you don't let up. You push harder again. And those are some of the values that sports can accomplish. And it's just exciting to be able to work with the guys with the talent that we have this year, and just to see them really succeed on the basketball court. It's just been a fantastic year, and really enjoyed being here and working with the guys. It's a great bunch of guys. It was a lot of fun this year. Like John said, that's what I told the seniors. I said, congratulations. And to a group of sophomores, I said, we want to be back here next year. So, praise the Lord.
Thanks, Dow. Well, no team goes a long way without having a great coach, and I think we're blessed here at Mitchell Christian to have one of the finest coaches in the area, not only as a basketball coach, but also as a godly young man. And let's have a round of applause for our head coach. Someday.
Did you notice how he said, young man? It was really good to hear these guys talk. I haven't heard some of these guys talk. Not only that, they have a microphone, so I heard what their voices sound like. We went up to Minneapolis, and I had a bunch of the sophomores, and by the time I got back, I thought, I haven't even heard some of these guys talk. But then most of them were sleeping. When they weren't supposed to. They were awake when they were. I think that's kind of the way it was last night. So if they look just a little bit tired, that's the way it is. As I was watching these guys also talk, a lot of memories flashed through my mind of this year. And these guys are just a unique set of guys. In our Pep Assembly, I think before region, we had kind of a trivia contest. So on the way home, I was thinking of maybe some trivia questions that maybe some of you guys might be interested in finding out. I was thinking if anyone here knows who had the best dunk of the year. Travis. I didn't get to see that live, but I saw it on tape. It was pretty awesome. Now, Brandon has had some good ones, and Aaron Boz and Aaron Dykstra think they've had some good ones. I don't know if you knew this, but a year ago, one of these nights in the gym, and these guys were in the gym all the time. Aaron Boz and Aaron Dykstra and Brandon Dykstra threatened that in the opening game, they were all going to dunk it in warm-ups, and because of that, I would have 3 technicals, and I wouldn't even get to coach, and then they could shoot all the time, or anything they wanted. And I said, okay, if you guys work on it, and you guys get your jumping ability, you can do that. Well, it turned out where, I don't know if I talked them out of it, or they couldn't do it, or but I got to coach all the games. Of course, the next trivia question is, who did have the most technicals? I had 0. I can doing this to Dyke all day because I know it hurts for him to laugh. Another trivia question is, who did Coach Young beat in a race with his crutches? Who beat Coach Young with his crutches? I thought I really could beat Trenton, but he just blew right by me. I got Clint. But he did give me a half-court head start. But these guys are really crazy, and I really enjoyed them. And some of the fun things we did with Midnight Madness and going on our Minneapolis trip, it was really a dream season as far as the memories that we have. Nothing that you get, it seems like, that's worth a lot doesn't come without hard work. And, you know, I think of these kids, and I think of being up at the state tournament, and all the people, you just wouldn't believe all the people that came up to me and said, boy, you guys have just been exemplary in your attitudes, your behavior on the court and off the court. I had the Marlon Goldhammer, the head of the South Dakota High School Activity Association, made special point to come to me last night and tell me that. The guys that ran the tournament, one of them gave me a hug and told me that. It was just awesome. These guys have gone on a lot of trips, and I know with Wally and Shirley, like we talked about last night, we never had to say anything. And I think of all the work that they did in the gym, you just would not believe the number of times these kids have spent in the gym. I think of them sitting really over in the corner after they've shot about 2-3 hours. They lay over there in the corner and listen to oldies. We're the only team that does that. In fact, before, this is the first night we were there. We thought we may play Armour eventually, and they were down the hall, and they were loud, and they were going crazy, and they had their CD players, and Aaron Boss came out and said, Coach, they're not playing oldies. I said, yeah, they'll get it. And the latest score in the Oldies Trivia Contest is Coach Young and Brandon 102, Boz Dykstra and Trenton 4. Okay, they have 6. That's because they just kept on saying Beatles, Beatles, Beatles. Trenton didn't help. And Margaret. Somebody got that one. I really have enjoyed working with these kids. And again, just for their work ethic, I think of the other teams that we played this year. And the number of kids that were kicked off their teams for drinking, the number of kids that had discipline problems, I have really had none, except for the time that Brandon said, what? Or was it, what? But I thoroughly have enjoyed that. There's a lot of thank yous that I need to give. Being the head coach and visible and kind of reaping some of the rewards of being visible, I consider myself just someone that has taken over what other people have started. Ed and Wally started the program in basketball, and Wally has carried it through in a number of games, and I know he doesn't like to be recognized for this, but Wally and Shirley, you just wouldn't believe all they give and give and give, and generously and cheerfully and without ever wanting a reward. They have just been awesome to me and to the team. assistant coach Dal, who he and I spent many times on Wednesdays in prayer for the kids. For Kevin Holford, who's just made this week just go super. Kevin and Judy, both, have just been bombarded. I think the other activities at school have been kind of at a standstill, but these two have just made it so easy on me and the kids, and everything went just so smoothly. And their support. The cheerleaders have been awesome. Last night, I said to Kevin and Judy before the Spirit of Sanctuary, I said, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that we were the best crowd up there. Other than me, I don't even think my father-in-law even made a comment against the rest. But we did. You know, you sit in the stands and you hear all kinds of things, and you just never hear it from our crowd. And it's just awesome to be part of that. As far as maybe some people that don't necessarily get any recognition, BJ and Jamie are student managers. And thank you guys. I guess what I'd like to do, we didn't do it during the year, but it's just, these two have been so special to me, so special to our program, and anybody that really knows basketball know we wouldn't have been there without these two. Aaron Boz and Aaron Dykstra, and this might be the most special memory of my year. At the beginning of the year, you know how crazy these guys are. We had devotions on Wednesday, and I told them, I said, all right, guys, you got the first one. And I said to Coach, I go, oh no, what's going to come? And in fact, they got ready to go, and we were all in a circle, and I thought, oh boy, what's going on? Because they were joking with me anyway, you know, don't worry, Coach, we'll think of something. And I'll never forget Aaron Boz and Aaron Dykstra getting in front of the rest of the guys and said, you know, guys, you know how much we like to win. We love to win, but we have to put Jesus first. And we have to be the salt and the light. And they read that scripture, and it just blessed my heart, and it set the tone for the year. And my memories that I'll remember, these guys are on the floor, but I'll also remember those devotion times. I know they're going to remember a lot of things I said, like make sure that if you keep your elbow in, you always have to try to miss. Something about me being a step and a half slow. Different things, but I hope they remember the times we had devotions and those things that we spent. I can certainly might remember one devotion more than the other, but I hope they remember those times, and maybe years from now remember those times. But the two, as far as the recognition that I would like to give that we didn't do really during the year, but Aaron Boz, I think had to have I was thinking about today on the way home, over 700 career assists. He's a kid that could have scored a lot more, could have shot a lot more. A lot of times you look at the stats, he shot 5-6 times. He could have shot many, many times. In fact, a lot of times at the beginning of the year, people thought, you know, when we were playing, that, hey, this kid was going to shoot a lot. But if the team always came first, his desire to win and to go 100% every day in practice was unmatched. And I'd just like to recognize Aaron right now. And then I read in the paper today, Aaron Dykstra scored 1,850 points in his career. That is a lot of shots. But a lot of good ones. And I tell you what, those two, if you guys only knew the hours and the hours and hours that they spent in the gym. And if they set any kind of example at all for the young kids or for the kids in grade school, elementary, it's the putting the time in and the work and the effort. And that's what made it all possible. Actually, for them to get the recognition and the glory this weekend, whether it was on TV. I don't know if you guys realize this, but we were kind of the darlings up there. You know, everybody was talking to us. Everybody, the media was very, very good to me and to our team. But it takes work and it takes effort. But lastly, as far as our team, is that, as I told you in regionals, it takes the full team. It takes everybody. And the hardest thing for me as a coach, and I've told you this before, is deciding playing time and deciding who gets to play when and where, and it's tough. And after every game, I go back and I just think of that because I care for these kids so much. And the freshmen that didn't even get to go up with us put their time. They got beat on by these seniors. And they put their time in practice. Josh and Jeremy and Spencer definitely deserve part of this credit. And they were right there with the team, encouraging them, sat with us in districts and regions, encouraging them, and I appreciate their efforts. I guess lastly, as far as thank yous, I would like to thank those people that, special people that, and you know who you are, that prayed for me during the year. My parents, my special friends that prayed for me and that lifted me up when times were hard. And for my wife, I love you. And of course to God, our awesome Creator.
It's been a great day. Let's bow with me in a word of closing prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for just a great weekend, and not only that, for a great season. And we pray that you bless each one of these young men and ladies as they go out now and start another sport, and in many cases for seniors starting a new style of life. And we pray that you might bless each one of them. We just thank you for the many blessings that we have in Christ. We acknowledge you as our Lord and God, the giver of all good gifts from above. And we trust that you would help us to honor you through the successes you give us all the days of our lives. We ask it in Christ's name. Amen. CHS. MCHS. 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 Sorry, we're not done yet. I blew it.
You blew it. We're not done yet. There is a special lady here who has given of her time more than any of you know. She has gotten up early in the morning to wash uniforms. She has done so much. Her name is Shirley Boston. As an appreciation, we would like to give her a present. Shirley? This is for Shirley. Many times she's done a lot of things and nobody knows. If I say anything, I'll cry. I love these guys. That's why I did what I did. I love them all. They're a great bunch of kids. Thank you. I'm still not done. There are two other ladies who have put in time, a lot of time. And they never get recognition. The cheerleaders are seen. These girls are seen. But there's two ladies who I've never seen. One is Judy and Danae. And I'd like to come up. I to talk about. I was thinking I was getting out of it since he quit already. I don't know what else to tell you guys. The coaches really covered it well. We just would like to say thanks for coming and supporting us as well as the guys and for cheering with us at the state tournament. We had a lot of fun, and we were glad that the guys wanted to give us an opportunity to go with them and to have a lot of fun up there. And we just really enjoyed ourselves, and we'd like to thank you for cheering with us, and now Laura wants to talk.
That's your friend, right?
It is a lot.
I'd just like to say thanks for coming today, and thanks really to the fans. You've been great all year, and we just really appreciate that. I will say we appreciate you guys too, and awesome. We could have better fans, and just thanks to the guys for all their hard work, and I'm just glad I'm a part of it.
Right now, we'd just like to give a little something to someone who's been a great encourager to the team. Every time we see her, she's always up there giving them high fives or little handshakes, and she's just always encouraging them that they love the move, and she's just been really great to the team and the cheerleaders. So, Jillian, you can come up and get some for you. And we also have flowers for Kim Young as wife. Now, I wasn't supposed to do this because there's flowers for me too over there. But as wife, I know how hard it is. And I know Kim has given a lot more time in being a coach's wife than I have. And I think she deserves a lot of thanks. On behalf of the cheerleaders, we'd just like to thank Sean Mathis for cheering with us this weekend.
Okay, anybody else got anything to say? Y'all were so good this weekend, we want to go back again in 96, 97, don't we? All right, so let's have a big NCS cheer as they walk off the stage today. Cheerleaders are going to start it for us. Ready? One more time. Thank you all for coming. We have refreshments over here if you want to stay and fellowship a while and congratulate the team. Thank you.